Tonight, possible Facebook ban for underage people in Australia. Hong Kong's stock exchange market plummeted 900 points due to fears of global recession. Good evening.
Also coming up, public fury ignited in Chile as Santiago's bus and train fares rise again. And turning back the clock to bid farewell to Jacob Lam.
The Australian federal government is now considering forcing social networking site Facebook to allow the users' parents to log into their child's accounts if they are underage. The proposal was suggested by the South Australian's Family First Party, Dennis Hood. But the former Victorian Police Cyber Safety Officer Susan McLean says that this proposal was ill-informed and it shows a total lack of understanding of what internet is. Our reporter Ships Wei has gone out to discover the public's opinion on this issue.
These days, if you're not on Facebook, you are not cool. Since its inception in 2004, Facebook has grown into the world's largest and most used social network service, with an estimated 750 million users. But with its growth also came its criticism, with issues such as child safety, online privacy, and online bullying, prompting Australian legislators to force Facebook into providing parents with more control over their children's Facebook account. Dennis Hood, the South Australian Family First MP, believes that Facebook needs to amend its policy regarding parental controls, and legislation needs to be amended to allow parents to properly monitor the children's online activities. However, teenagers are concerned about their parents invading their privacy.
I think it's an invasion of privacy, and kids should be allowed to have their own little...
I think that won't be fair for the children. I think that would be an invasion of privacy for them.
Ships Wei, DHK News.
Police have alerted homeowners to check the identity of census collectors before allowing them into their homes. Census is the only practical way of gathering information from all Australian households. The call for caution comes after a woman was robbed in her home in Melbourne by a man wearing a suit claiming to be a census collector. Although the woman closed her door whilst looking for the form, the man let himself in, threatening her and forcing her to hand over cash and jewellery. Senior Constable Stephen Phillips says it was a frightening incident that could have been avoided.
The uncertainty of the world economy has loomed over the global financial market once again. The Hang Seng Index has dropped more than 900 points yesterday, finishing at 20,946 points, the lowest in 11 months. The sharp fall comes as fears of European debt crisis eroded away confidence, causing a panic among the investors worldwide.
The wave of selling came yesterday as panic gripped the global markets. The Asian and Australian indices also plunged, with the all ordinaries closed above 4,100 points with a 4.21 drop. The ASX 200 fell 4.2% to 4,170 despite strong economic fundamentals. The possible recession in the US and Europe's sovereign debt crisis is swallowing two of its largest economies, Spain and Italy, and has created uncertainty about the global economic future. Analysts predicted further losses even though stocks have fallen on 9 of the last 10 days. Earlier, the President of the European Commission, José Manuel Barroso, admitted that measures agreed by the EU only took 2 weeks ago have proven insufficient. In a letter, Mr. Barroso urged the leaders of the 17 Eurozone member states to introduce further changes to the bloc's financial rescue mechanism, including an increase of the bailout fund. Isabel Hoover, DHK News.
The Mass Transit Railway has temporarily closed the Sheung Wan station for 54 hours starting yesterday due to the construction of West Island Underground train line, which is expected to be complete by 2014. Commuters are reminded that Island Line trains will be terminated at Admiralty Station until the station is reopened next week.
The last train to Sheung Wan departs earlier than usual. There will be no train service for Sheung Wan Station during the weekend. The train service to Sheung Wan is cancelled in order to facilitate a major track work at Sheung Wan Station as part of the West Island Line project. Sheung Wan Station will be closed at 11:30 p.m. on the 5th of August and undergo reconfiguration work for 54 hours and is scheduled for completion on early Monday morning. During that period, MTR Island Line train service will be partly suspended. all trains from Taiwan will terminate in Admiralty. Passengers travel between Central and Admiralty may take the Sheung Wan line while interchange is still available with the Island line in Admiralty Station towards Taiwan. Meanwhile, the MTR Corporation will provide a free non-stop shuttle bus service running between Admiralty and Sheung Wan. Commuters may also consider taking the tram, bus, or other public transport. The 3-kilometer-long West Island Line project extension will add 3 stations to Island Line up to Kennedy Town in order to ease traffic congestion and provide train service to west part of Hong Kong Island. The project construction began in 2009 and will be completed in 2014. Perry Mack, DHK News, Hong Kong.
The collapse of one of the biggest investment banks in the world, Lehman Brothers, has reached an agreement to settle all claims between US debtors and its Hong Kong operations. The agreement, which is subjected to approval in the US and Hong Kong courts later this year, involving over $20 billion worth of complex dealings. The liquidators of Hong Kong entitles now joins the Unsecured Creditors Committee and other creditor groups representing over $100 billion in claims in support of Lehman's plan. The Lehman Brothers bankruptcy is the largest and most complex in history. Before the bankruptcy, the company has over $630 billion worth of assets on its balance sheet and operating as a truly global firm with over 7,000 legal entitlements in more than 40 countries.
To international stories now, and Chile capital's primary public transportation system, Santiago, has increased its bus and metro fares up to 10 Chilean pesos, which will bring bus fares up to $1.19 US and metro tickets to $1.36. Santiago has defended the rise, saying the increase is needed due to soaring petrol prices and in an effort to combat inflation. Chile correspondent Brian Romero has sent us this report.
10 pesos increase in Trans-Santiago fares. Trans-Santiago bus and metro fares are going up again. An increase of 10 pesos on every journey will come into force on Sunday, July 31, and is the third fare adjustment so far this year. The price rise has been attributed to increasing price of petroleum on a worldwide scale, as the unrest continues in the Middle East. Takes the price of metro trips to 630 pesos during peak times and 570 pesos during normal time. Off-peak, a metro ticket will cost 510 pesos. Bus ticket will cost now 550 pesos. Protesters clashed violently with police in Chile capital on Tuesday to decry President Sebastián Piñera policies. As a poll showed him, the least popular leader in 2 decades since Augusto Pinochet's dictatorship. Demonstrators led by students demanding cheaper and better state education, blocked roads and light fire as police used water cannons and tear gas to quell the latest outcry against the conservative billionaire. Some protesters in Santiago and as far afield as Copiapó in the far north of Chile start banging pots and pans in a cacerolazo, a popular form of protest in Latin America, reminiscent of Chile's of 1973 dictatorship. The term cacerolazo was the world's top trending topic on Twitter on Tuesday night. For DHK News, Brian Ramirez, Santiago, Chile.
And finally, it's a very sad night here on DHK News as our sports anchor Jacob Lam will be leaving our station.
Yes, that's right. And here he is with his farewell sports presentation. Jake.
Thanks guys, and for the last time from me, welcome to the evening sports. Players Association has warned that salary dispute between owners of players in the NBA might lead to the cancellation of the entire basketball season. Both sides have made little progress during talks after the lockout. The Players Association Executive Director, Billy Hunter, said the NBA Commissioner David Stern's leeway for bargaining was in danger of being undermined by a group of hardline owners. Mr. Hunter told reporters in a news conference that if he had to bet on it, he would wager that there would be no NBA season. And a quick reminder of tonight's AFL match will be Essendon versus Sydney in the Etihad Stadium at 7:10 p.m. Australian East Coast Standard Time. Well, just before my departure, I really want to thank everyone who has supported me as a sports presenter over the past few months. Thank you.
Jacob, you have done an absolute fantastic job. No one has did in your style before.
Thank you.
And we can only wish you all the best in the future.
Thank you.
You've been an absolute star here on DHK News and we'll really miss you.
Thank you.
Mwah.
Really sad to see you go, man. But thank you for all your contributions.
Thank
and
you.
I'm really looking forward to doing sports news next week.
Cool.
Well, before we all dissolve in tears, let's take a look at some very Jacob moments. Oh, you want to sign off?
Sure. Thank you everyone who has been watching and supporting me, and I'll see you when I see you. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Fresh off the boat. Pick up chicks. Meet J.S. Lee.
Okay.
Hey. I'm gonna eat this chicken.
Time to join our superstar Jacob Lam for all the latest sports
And welcome to the evening sport. That's right, Ivan. They just won't give up, will they?